We own the airspace, so we're constantly surveilling day and night. When we identify, we destroy. There's no problem in executing destruction. The challenge is identifying. But this is about vigilance. This is about discipline. This is about our capability. We're good at it.
General Jack Keane a bit earlier today giving us a state of affairs right now for the war in Iran. Day 35, and this was the bridge that was hit this week. Said to be the tallest bridge, still a bit under construction right now, tallest bridge in the Middle East. And you can see like a span of that bridge has just been knocked out. This is a satellite image of it about 45 minutes west of Tehran. It was posted on the president's Truth Social page yesterday. So on the map in Tehran over the past 36 hours, some of the military action that'd be located right about here. And you see the inset, that graphic to the left of Tehran. So you've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 different hits on the capital city, Tehran alone. Then down here along the Strait of Hormuz, again, that's Bandar Abbas. You've been watching our show for the past 2 weeks. Talked a lot about that city right along the Persian Gulf. It had another confirmed airstrike in the past 36 hours. The Iranians, meanwhile, they have not been silent now with their missile batteries and their drones still not largely intact, but apparently a good number of supply still around the area. These are the energy facilities throughout the Gulf region in the Middle East now that have been hit, certainly in Israel, in the northern city of Haifa. But this activity here is really striking, right? That's Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, that's the UAE. And it is just across the Persian Gulf and an easier target for the Iranians. Retired Vice Admiral Robert Harward is with me now, former Deputy Commander of CENTCOM. And sir, welcome to our coverage. Day 35 now. What's your focus? What are you observing now?
Bill, as you just talked about, it still remains the missiles and the Straits of Hormuz. The fact that after 35 days, we've still not been able to shut down their missiles and we can't get traffic through the straits, make it clearly understand why the president's frustrated. But you can say this is also the last lifeline for the government of Iran. That's their last elements of power. So they've got to sustain that to remain in power, not only externally, but internally. And you also talk about this bridge. The geography of Iran is very limiting. The Zagros Mountains, running north to south in the west, the Alborz Mountains in the north running east to west, and then the large deserts such as the Dasti Kabir make these roads critical to Tehran. These are somewhat the main thoroughfares. So if they're going to move logistics, if they're going to move people, they're going to move assets along these roads. So I think that's why they decided to start going after some of the civilian and significant infrastructure.
Well, we've talked about asymmetric warfare, and the asymmetry that Iran has really poses a danger for the region and the United States. Talk about Hezbollah and the Houthis, et cetera. But here's another aspect a lot of people haven't considered. Wall Street Journal today. Iran beefs up defenses, recruits children as it prepares for ground war. Tehran promises an all-out fight if the U.S. invades, including new attacks on the Gulf. With regard to that potential invasion, what do you see in the amphibious forces that have moved in there? What do you see in the 82nd Airborne, sir?
The options to put troops on the ground anywhere we want. If it's going to help solve those two problems on the missiles and the straits, then it may be worth the risk. But they can't deny us access, talking about asymmetric warfare, where they tried to deter us from activities. That's what they've used the missiles and the straits for. They can't stop our forces. If we want to put those assets anywhere we want, we can do that, and they can't stop us.
Okay, Javad Zarif, I think I'm saying his name right. He's the former Iranian foreign minister, okay? So he's not in power, but he is alive. And apparently he put out a proposal in a written piece that cleared overnight. And this is what he said in part, how Iran should end the war. Tehran should offer to place limits on its nuclear program and to reopen the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for an end to all sanctions, a deal Washington would not take before but might accept now. I don't know how this works in the hierarchy of power within the Iranian government now, but does that tell you something about the potential for the state of diplomacy? Because if people are listening to him, I think that's the first indication, maybe, that the Iranians are moving in these so-called talks.
Bill, without a doubt, you have a senior leader acknowledging the demands we've made. And so that's a big step in and of itself. But validation of, does he have the authorization? Who's speaking for the government? So that's at least a crack in that veneer that here's a guy who willing to step forward and has been part of the government to say that. So I think you're seeing indicators of the regime and how fragile and how damaging this has become to them. And understanding, like your previous statement about children, a lot of it's just rhetoric as well. So how do you differentiate what's reality and what is rhetoric from the regime? And this is part of their problem. It may get to the point where it's too late. They're putting out rhetoric and it's already a fait accompli. So I know our intelligence community is seeing that, understanding that, and we'll see how this plays out at
the reason I mentioned him also, just to put a fine point on this, is that he is the one who helped propose the current president of Iran. So maybe his words carry weight, and maybe they don't, but it's a data point that we'll watch. Admiral, thanks for coming on. Robert Harward, thanks for your time on this Good Friday morning. Thanks.
Thanks, Bill. Good to be with you.